Well, that's been a busy few hours getting that done, but as you can see, we've got one half of my tool frames done. I've got all my little noggins in and it's set on blocks, and if you remember when I said I might have to double block them, well, the blocks and flags, they're double along the back, and then we've got blocks in, and we've just doubled up where we had to. So that side is done and level. Well fellas, as you can see now, we've got all those noggins in, and we've screwed that half to that half, and we've screwed that little section in, so all the underdecking is now done. I've just one more job to do before we put my boards on, and that's all these joists near end. There'll be one there, all these across there, and then right up there. I've got to drill a hole in them because I've got my lights now in there, and I need to be able to pass this cable and connector through all my joists for when I pop my light in, because we're going to have, those lights are going to sit on top, not in front, and they're just more of a decorative thing. They're not going to be mega bright, and they'll just define edges. So that's my next job, is to drill them in. And while we're talking about putting top boards on, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my top boards. The decking we're using is a Swedish decking, and it's designed so you can use it either face up to create patterns. Now that's the traditional side that most people use, and if you look, that's the back side, and it's very smooth, and I quite like it. And I think when it's got a coating on of me preserver, I think it just slightly darkens it a bit, so it will fetch a little bit of grain out. And I have seen a couple of gardens where they've used it and put it upside down, if you want to say that. And I thought it looked quite good, but whether it'd look good on an expanse that big, I don't know. So I think what I'm going to do, when I've drilled my holes, I'm going to lay so many boards out on that half, so many boards out on that half, flipped either way, and compare them and see which I think I prefer. So I'm going on with that and drilling my holes. And when I was talking about the textured side and the flat side back of it, we're going for flat side. So I've just got the first board laid, and I've drilled my first light, just a 24mm hole, and they just pop in, and then you've got a metre of cable, and you just connect your next light. So it don't quite work out even, so I'm going to have another light there, and then wherever there's a rock, that rock on that long board will be actually a couple over. You can see it'll be all the way along there, all the way along that edge, and up there. And I just need to fasten these down now. Turn these ones over, fasten them down, and come back to you when we've got that lot done. And there we have it, fellas. Decking finished now, as you can see. I may have to just fill under there if my pebbles don't come up high enough, but we'll sort that out as we get to it. So we've got all his lights along there and along other two sides, and I'm just starting to give it a coat of Ron Seal decking protector, water protective and UV. I've just done the first 6 planks to that halfway mark, you can see, and I'm really happy with it. I've got his lights along there, and that's his little jutty out corner, and that's what I was talking about. I just need to put, although I have got an edging there, I'm thinking I need to put something in along here to retain that soil, because when I start digging this border back over, it'll just spill into that. So I want to put something along there and across there, and if it just leaves a little gap, I might just top it with pebbles or something. But yeah, we've got a waterproof box there, which I'm going to mount somewhere there, I think, maybe on fence, and that's got electric strip lights in, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to sit now, paint that, and I'll come back to you when we're on with another job. Well then, thought we'd give you a bit of a update on where we are. So that's looking at the decking front house. We've got his furniture on now, and if you look at ends, I've fitted some water butts, and we've got his electric box on fence, to supply us lights, and we're going to run a spur from there to the middle of my shed, and I'm going to fit a socket there for charging mobile phones and what have you. But for now, in all intents purposes, the decking is done. That box to sort out, I'm going to put another little electrical box like I've got on the side. We've gravelled along that edge, got us water butts in. We've got as old furniture on, which I think at some point we're going to change out. And I think it's worked out fine. I'm really happy with it. Tidied garden up a little bit. The next job is to take all them flags up, and we're going to put a new path in. Then we're going to paint that deck in, and we're going to rearrange my plants in my borders, and then we'll see where we are from there. But for now, I'm saying decking is done. I'll put a shot up later with lights on when it's a bit darker, and we'll get on with this next job. We're gonna get these flags up and get a path in with the same pebbles that we've used on edge decking either side. We're gonna go up and round front at decking just to finish all that edge off. We've got some timbers there, some tannalised treated timbers. Going to use them for edge up path. I was going to use bricks, but there's a national shortage of everything. I can't get enough at type I want, so we're just going cheap and cheerful just so I can carry on, and maybe at a later date we'll change that out and put a different edging in, but for now it'll do. I've already took part of that up and that up, and I used them over there just for some supports, so we need to get the rest of them up, then we can get this path done. And like I said, we're going to come along here, and then we're going out. We're going to continue along here, tidy all that up. Still waiting for another electrical box like that one over there, so we'll crack on. We've gone full gravel all the way down, come out here, and then we start to go across this section here, and I've just run out of gravel. I need maybe 3 bags more, and then that's another job totally off his list, and I'm quite happy with that. I think that looks neat and tidy. Now gonna, what's my next job? That deck in the house needs painting, and I need to rearrange my plants in my borders, so I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon sorting plants out, I think, or making a start. A couple of plants I'm moving from over there over here. Oh, and while we got camera out, if I come back here, you can see now fixed a socket up which is spurred off into that box. I just need to bring that box a bit that way. Them wires are a bit tight, and then I can tidy them up once I've got a bit more play in them. So everything's wired to that box. I'm now going to run at some point, probably not today, it's a bit late in the day, I'm going to run a cable from that box into the conservatory and get a power supply out of there, because that's on its own Trippy's conservatory, so there's a little bit of a safety there that it's going to stop overloading it too much. And this socket, it's, although in there I have got 4 sockets, but 1, 2 of them are going to be used permanently. This one is for them USBs, so we can charge his phones up and things, laptops if we set out. So at the minute I think garden's starting to take shape now. Look better when I've tidied all plants up. And his radio's just kicked in there from my phone. So we'll leave it there, fellas, and we'll come back, I think, when we're on with painting decking.